I'm telling you, this book had me on my toes. Like, so much stuff was happening.
It's the end of the year.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Vanessa, and in today's video, as you can see, we're in a different location than a lot of my videos occur. I'm in my kitchen. I'm gonna be baking today. I have put together this whole group of fun booktubers. So the concept of what we're doing together is we're all trying to read some sort of book, preferably holiday themed. And it doesn't matter the genre. It can be romance, fantasy, whatever. The only rule I had was don't be a cookbook. We're going to read a book and talk about our experiences of the book. Some people are gonna vlog it. But the idea is to bake a recipe from the book. So the book that I've been reading is called Resting Grinch Face by Alina. And in the story is a recipe for jam sandwich Christmas cookies, which I've never made before. So I have all these ingredients laid out in front of me and I'm gonna try to attempt this. I wanted to show you guys these little things. So this is the recipe that I'm gonna be making today uses these. So this is the cookie cutter. They're the jam sandwiches. And in the book, it actually referenced that the jam sandwiches had Christmas trees in the middle. So I said, how perfect. I'm going to use these for one side, so it should cut out a little hole. And then the other side will be a full regular sandwich. Put the jam in between, and you make your jam sandwich cookies.
I've always given you my best behavior. You gave me everything I asked. But I've grown up in this one thing got stranger. I'm sick of sitting on your lap. Santa, forgive me, 'cause this year I'm done being polite. So keep yourself busy, 'cause I don't need you creeping tonight. Dear Saint Nick, goodbye, I'm over this. Your promises are hard to believe. Baby, I don't need your gifts, your freaky little lips. Yeah, who the hell are you to judge me? 'Cause it's nice to be naughty. It's nice to be naughty. It's nice to be naughty. I like sativa in my milk and cookies. I light it brighter than the tree. And maybe I'm more selfish than I should be, but sometimes sharing ain't as sweet. Santa, forgive me, I'm higher than a sleigh in the sky. So keep out my chimney, got all your baggage killing my vibe. Dear Saint Nick, goodbye, I'm over this. Your promises are hard to believe. Baby, I don't need your gifts, your freaky little lips. Yeah, who the hell are you to judge me? 'Cause it's nice to be naughty. 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 So Santa, burn my letters, I'm onto something better. Too bad you never taught me it's nicer to be naughty. So Santa, burn my letters, I'm onto something better. Too bad you never taught me it's nicer to be naughty. Saint Nick, goodbye, I'm over this. Your promises are hard to believe. Baby, I don't need your gifts, your freaky little lips. Yeah, who the hell are you to judge me? 'Cause it's nice to be naughty. 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 It's nice to be naughty.
I got you on my wish list, boy. Been naughty, so come hit this. I got you something you'll like. I'll give you it this pure bliss. Not gonna be a silent night, so baby, don't you forfeit. I'll take you on this journey.
One eternity later.
So my dough has been resting in the fridge. Now I'm going to roll it out and stuff. So apparently putting it, like letting your dough rest in the fridge helps it set better so that the cookies don't go all over the place when they're baking. So I'm gonna roll these out. Probably should put some flour down. Otherwise, this is gonna stick. I did clean my counters. My counters are clean. All right. You hear kids outside crying. I don't know what happened. So I'm gonna do half my cookies on one of these and the other half on this. So one is just gonna be the full circle, one's gonna be the one with the tree and the cutout. So, I don't know, I guess I'll just do a couple at a time. These are pretty good thickness. Okay, now the fun part is baking these batches and seeing where I end up. And then we'll see if I want to continue doing this. So while my cookies are baking, I thought that I would kind of chat with you guys a little bit by the tree. The tree is not lit up just yet because I need to connect some of the things and I can't reach some of the things up at the top. It is kind of a high tree and I am a very short person. So I was waiting for my partner to get back home. He's off baking cookies with his mom. So I have the house to myself today and I need him to help me out, and then I'll put ornaments and stuff on the tree. So sadly, no cute festive tree in the back. But my cookies are baking, or at least parts of them. So I thought I'd chat a little bit about my book that I read. So I read Resting Grinch Face by Alina Jacobs, and I had a great time with this. I think I'm gonna land on 4 stars. It was actually a pretty funny book. There's some Goodreads reviews that I'm actually very surprised that people rated it so low. I can understand. Not a lot of people are willing to read a 500+ page romance book. I'm not one of those people. I'm totally fine reading a big ass romance book, because sometimes with those books, like, yes, you have some lulls. Like, I just kind of think of it as in life, you just have those dull moments, but they still kind of create some sort of momentum for the rest of your life. There were definitely some lulls in the story. There were some kind of side stories going on. There were also some areas that seemed a little bit rushed, like towards the ending of the main story. It definitely felt like, oh, everything's kind of picking up and ramping up, and wasn't at the same pace as the other parts of the story. Then there was like some little novella thing that was attached to it as well called Grinch Please, which I thought was cute. It kind of just felt like 5 extra chapters of an epilogue in a way, which I guess that's a novella. This is actually the 5th book in the Frost Brothers series. This one follows Oliver Frost and Noelle. I think her last name is Winters or Winter, something like that. Noelle's family is freaking dysfunctional as all hell. Like, everything wrong was going on with this family. This is not me saying that this was wrong, but they talked about how their family had generational teen pregnancy going on. The grandmother got pregnant when she was a teenager, had the mom. The mom got pregnant when she was a teenager, had the kids. One of the sisters got pregnant as a teenager, has a kid. And in the story, there's a part where the daughter, Dove, is 11, and they talked about her getting pregnant, and I was like, oh my gosh, where is this story going? There's like a little twist with that too. Let me just kind of preface this with Dove is not pregnant. There's a whole like pregnancy scare type of thing, but it's explained really well. There's lots of things going on with Dove's mother. Her name is Azalea. Azalea is a hot mess. Let me just say that. Noelle might be the only functional person in this family. I honestly could relate to Noelle because my family is super freaking dysfunctional, and I'm actually the normal person in my family. That is what my friends have told me. So it is not just me saying that. Azalea is just, she's a hot mess of a mother. There's a lot of family trauma going on, in my opinion, from my whole psychologist brain. There's a lot of abandonment issues. There's just a lot of chaos within this family. But Noelle is determined to graduate from Harvard and really make a name for herself. But Oliver Frost has come along and just messed that all up for her. There was some stuff in this story that I was kind of like, what? Like, Noelle meets Oliver at Harvard at a college party. I guess she wasn't drunk, but he was blackout drunk. There's a lot of family stuff on his side. One moment. See how these cookies have turned out. Okay. These are my tops. Now I gotta put the bottoms on. Let's see. Okay, these aren't too bad. They're a little funky, but not too bad. So I'm gonna go put the other ones in the oven. Okay, I had to go get the tops out of the oven. Now the bottoms are cooking. So Noelle meets Oliver at a college party. I think Noelle's not drunk, but Oliver is like blackout drunk. He's got some family issues of his own, just like a lot of his own parental issues going on. But for some reason, there is this whole like love at first sight thing for Noelle, where he said something to her, something very sweet in a state of drunkenness, and she was like, this is it, I'm gonna marry this guy, like I'm gonna be with him, he's the one. And I'm like, where was the relationship before that? Maybe it happened in a different book that I haven't read, but I think this was a standalone. So I should have gotten the full story from this book alone. But Oliver doesn't remember her because he was blackout drunk. He ends up coming to her hometown. It's a small town. She works at a Christmas tree farm, which is on her family's land. She also has 2 other jobs where she sells coffee, and I think she delivers her mom's baked goods. So she's got a lot of jobs trying to put herself through school. After that whole incident with Oliver, he actually like ghosted her, but unintentionally. Again, he didn't realize he had slept with her. He's like, I was an F-boy. Like, I was sleeping around a lot and I was actually really drunk, so I don't remember you. Well, she didn't know that at the time, but that sent her in like this whole downward spiral and she ended up like dropping out of Harvard. So just some like rather extreme decisions on her end, like very extreme decision making. So she drops out of Harvard and she needed like one class or something to finish her degree, to graduate, and is able to work it out where she can complete her capstone project from home. Her capstone project ends up being this app she develops that has to do with managing finances, and she's trying to utilize her family's farm as how they keep track of this budget, and just like using the app or like having her mom test it out through her little baking business. So she ends up like with this really great app, and on the side she does some coding and she makes this dating app, but it's like a cheating app. So like you can find out if your partner's cheating on the app, and it's called Moi Cheaters, which that's kind of cute. So she's like this really smart girl, but she makes some really poor decisions sometimes. But Noelle is like super relatable. Like I said, just she's a young 20-something-year-old individual, just has so much family stuff going on and is really trying to hold it all together and be like this saving grace for her family. Her family just doesn't seem to have very good jobs or very good career outlooks, and they have all these children to manage. I think she even has a brother. I forgot to say that. Her brother has a child too. Like he was a teenage dad. So it's just crazy like how much teenage pregnancy runs in this family. But there's a lot of I hate you, I love you moments with Oliver and Noelle because nobody communicates. If you don't like miscommunication, might not be the book for you. I won't say that they're lying, but they're not really disclosing the truth. They're trying to keep it bottled inside and it's not helping anybody. There's a lot of that going on, or just fears of, oh, if I tell this person, they're never gonna want to talk to me again. I'm like, you're catastrophizing. I'm telling you, I go into books nowadays with the psychologist mindset and I try to fix these relational issues. Maybe I should become a family therapist. No, I don't want to do that. That's too much stress for me. Anyways, there's a lot of banter and stuff going on between Oliver and Noelle and them just trying to get to the bottom of this. They finally come clean with their relationships. There's also like this whole battle. The Christmas tree farm is about to go under because the family can't keep afloat. Like the dad's been lying the whole time about making payments on the mortgage or whatever. I don't know. This actually kind of reminded me of Love Light Farms, where they have to save the Christmas tree farm. But Noelle's kind of upset about this because she's like, I've literally been trying to fix this for you guys. And her family just, again, isn't truthful or forthcoming. But there's this whole thing with the Christmas tree farm is kind of about to be taken over by the bank. And Oliver's this like super rich dude. So he ends up trying to buy the land, but there's some clause about the land, so he has to like fake a proposal. Literally, I think like every trope was thrown at this book, which I think kept me on my toes. That's probably why I didn't mind this 500+ page book, because there's just so much shit going on. And I was like, oh, okay. Like it was one thing after another. So he ends up like fake proposing and she says yes. Again, I'm kind of like, where did this relationship come from? They've known each other for like not that long and they're already getting married. But hey, she comes from a family that doesn't make good choices. So I won't say they're not good choices. They're just not always maybe the long-term, like the long-term thought process is not there, which later does come to play because Azalea, the sister, talks about how she never wanted Dove. So again, there's all these family abandonment issues too. And she treats Dove like absolute crap. There's a whole thing with Noelle and Oliver end up, finally getting together and end up in, I think the novella portion, end up wanting to adopt Dove because they think that they can give her a better life than Azalea did. And Azalea finally moves out of her mom's house. It is crazy how much family stuff's going on. But, Noelle finds out about the fake proposal that Oliver has done and the whole land thing. She goes to New York to defend her capstone or to present it. And she says, all right, I've got a plan to figure out how to save the farm. She sells her apps to Oliver's sister, who's like some big business lady, and makes like $8 million off of it or something crazy, and is able to buy the land. But then there's just all this other crazy stuff that happens. One moment. Okay. Let's see how the tops came out. Oh, okay. All good. And my little Christmas tree cutouts. So I think I'm gonna wait for these to cool. I'll put them together and see what I think. All right, again. She sells her apps and makes a bunch of money, leaves New York, I think is where she went, or no, maybe that's where Oliver went. Oliver had another meeting too, but wherever Harvard is, it's in Boston. Okay, she was in Boston. So she comes back home and finds out that Oliver was lying to her about the proposal. In a fit of rage, she sets shit on fire, ends up in jail. I'm telling you, this book had me on my toes. Like, so much stuff was happening. So she's in jail, Oliver bails her out, and they're like admitting they love each other finally. They kind of finally start telling the truth. And once they finally communicate with each other, you like learn all of this deeply rooted emotional stuff, family stuff that they've been going through that make them who they are. And I think that's kind of beautiful actually in a book. I don't feel like a lot of people would like that in their books, but I think I went into this with such a different lens, and that made me more excited because I could really understand the motivations behind all of these people. But yeah, there was so much. Oh, and then I forgot, there was a lot of spice too. So this would probably be like a 2.5 to 3 star spicy book. There were definitely some scenes when they finally got together, when they were hooking up or whatever, when they finally get married. Like, she's in a Grinch costume that's supposed to be sexy. It's almost as if she bought it off of wish.com. This is not a sponsored ad for Wish. You know, what arrived was not what she purchased, and so she probably looked like a little gremlin trying to have some spicy times with Oliver. But this book was so fun. You know, I might even bump this up to 4.5 stars because I had so much fun with it. And I'm making freaking cookies off of it. Like, come on. This is gonna be so much fun to like put these cookies together. And I don't know, this vlog didn't really end up being a vlog. It was supposed to be, okay? But I was so busy this week. Every time I wanted to vlog, I just didn't have the energy to do so. And I was just kind of listening here and there as I went, because I did this mostly on audiobook and occasionally would look at the Kindle book. You know what? I might actually buy this book because I liked it so much, and it was freaking crazy. It gave me the level of unhinged female character that 'Tis the Season for Revenge gave me. Maybe I really like unhinged women. Maybe I might. Anyways, I'm gonna go and like try to put these cookies together and see how they turn out. We'll see, because I think I might need to do a little bit more like cooling of the cookies, and then I think I need to do a little bit of warming up of the jam. Like, the jam I hear is better when it's room temperature, so I might just go do that and see how this turns out. I don't know what I'm gonna do with the rest of the dough just yet. I think I will make them, but I have some other stuff I need to get to this afternoon, so I don't have like all the time that I thought I would, but I'll definitely try to finish them up.
Moonlight peeks through the curtains. Another night, another fight. How do you feel? Are you hurting? Maybe we should take some time. I think I tend to take you for granted, but I think with me you're misunderstanding. You say you think you might just abandon us. Don't leave, no, please not now. If you need to breathe, we can figure this out.
Look how these turned out. Aren't they cute? Yay. Very excited to try these. I'm gonna give one a shot. Not too bad. Pretty good. Okay. Well, that was successful. I'm gonna go make the rest of these cookies, clean up this mess, but before you go, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe if you're interested in seeing more content from me, and if you got to the end of this video but you don't have anything to comment, leave me a cookie emoji or some sort of like baking inspired emoji or books or something like that. If you do want to chat with me a little bit, let me know if you have any other books that you might recommend that have recipes in them. Doesn't matter what genre, if it's fantasy, romance, a cozy mystery, let me know what you'd suggest because I'm interested in doing more videos like this where I read a book, talk about it or vlog about it, and then bake a recipe from it. I think it's just so fun. But I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye!